Hey everyone, I'm Ray and welcome to my channel. So for Christmas I got the Himi Miya Gouache set. I have violently assaulted it with all manner of stickers. What can I say? But I haven't actually opened it yet. So it comes with an inbuilt mixing palette. Now they are slightly bent. I can only assume that this is to stop it from moulding, because all of these gouache come in little jelly cups, and because there is so much paint, it will stay wet and stay moist for a really long time. So if you're going to close it up and have it completely airtight, then it's going to kind of fester and get nasty. So I think that's why it curves, because both of the lids do, and it's just at the ends. So I mean, you could bend it and warp it back if you really wanted to with like a hairdryer, but I personally wouldn't recommend it, because then you can run the risk of having it be completely airtight and then ended up with mould in your paint, which nobody wants. So these are the little containers that they come in. They are quite sturdy and they have a little foil lid. So there are 18 colours in total. I am just going to be cheeky and flip it upside down. Hey! Now the palette itself has all of these little individual wells, and it is pretty heavy. It's quite sturdy. It's like you're not gonna accidentally push too hard and break it. You would have to give some serious force in order to break it. So these are all the little colours that you get. I have them set up in a way that I want them to be in the palette so far, although I might swap these three with these three. Either way, I am now going to speed through opening them all. I'll open the first one on camera, just so it's not quite as... Now, one of these is white and one of them is titanium white, and I'm not sure which one is which. I'm assuming that that is white and that is titanium white, because I'm assuming that that means white and then that's just got the extra bit. So one of them is for mixing and one of them, the titanium white, is for adding in your own highlights. So we're going to put this one first. Yeah, it's doing what I was worried about. I mean, that was pretty painless. So I am now going to fast forward through all of it, opening wise, and then I will come back once I've got them all, and then we can do some swatches, and then I'm probably going to do a figure study, because I really need to do some more figure studies. My figure drawing is nowhere near where I want it to be. So I've been watching a lot of tutorials and other people doing study sessions, and a lot of people seem to do a lot of figure studies using gouache, because obviously you can use it thinned out like watercolour, and then you can build on top and make it more opaque, and it also it reactivates a lot easier than watercolour does, so you can blend the edges and get a really soft blend. So I'm also going to practice doing some of that before I start doing the figure studies, because I'm not the best with gouache. I have a little palette, but I don't have many, and I'm also going to get some kitchen roll to put all of these bits of foil on, because I don't trust myself not to drop it everywhere. So I will come back once I've opened all of these and hopefully not got it absolutely everywhere. So I'm going to pop that over here, and then we can just pile all of those up on there and hope I don't knock it onto the floor. because I mean I am extremely clumsy. So there's a little bit of wash that ends up on the top, but it's not crazy amounts, and you can just scrape it back off into there. So it's a little bit messy, but it is what it is. Little bit messy, not as bad as I was expecting, but definitely some mess happening. I did cut the end off of that one because I just couldn't pull it up, and I really didn't want to end up catching it and have it flip out or get it caught in one of the other paints. So that was that. Right, I'm going to be right back because I'm going to go and wash my hands so I don't cover that in gouache. So I will be right back. Okay, so I'm back and I'm pretty much clean. I must have missed that little bit there. But it came off really easy, just washed my hands, used a bit of a nail brush to get out from under my nails, but super easy to get rid of. So I'm kind of worried that the top, when you put it in, this bit is gonna touch all of the paint and get a bit painty, but you get so much paint that even if you do have to just wipe it off and clean it off, it's not really that big of an issue. So I'm going to move that up there, pick up a sketchbook, and I've got a synthetic paintbrush. It's just a Jackson's size 6 round one, and I'm just going to make some swatches. I will say that this paint does have a little bit of a smell. It's not, it doesn't smell off or anything like that, it's just a little bit chemically, I suppose is the best way to describe it. But I know it's kind of boring with the first ones because you can't really see white paint swatches, even if I've just layered it on as thick as I can get it, and but hey, I mean, that's what the other colours are for, right? So they're really, really creamy. they reactivate really, really easily. I've got 2 pots of water here, one for cleaning my brush and one for transparency. So I also had some paper for dotting off my brush, but as I can't find that, I guess kitchen roll it is. That is super big. So this paper has quite a lot of texture on it. It is cold pressed watercolour paper, so it does have a fair amount of texture on it. That was way too much water. See? Always learning. Oh, that's a really nice red. I suppose it's kind of cadmium red-ish. I'm not expecting sort of full-on gradiated fades because they're gouache, they're not watercolours, but I'm going to do these ones down here and then put the reds next to each other. I said that one is a little bit streaky, but that could just be because I'm not adding the right amount of water to it. I mean, I didn't really add any water to it, did I? So nice though. Right, let's take these ones. I saw this red and I really like deep reds. So, oh yeah. Berry coloured. Like, I would love a lipstick this colour. Again, the pink is a little bit streaky, but it's straight out of the tube. I've not used any water with it or anything like that, and I do have a wet paintbrush, so I'm not too bothered. It would be nice if I didn't keep smacking my light though with the paintbrush. Might have to move that. But then I have my cup of tea, which has admittedly gone cold, but still. Ooh, look at that purple. Oh, that's lovely. That's such a nice colour. So is that. I really like that now it's drying. These are really, really creamy. Now this one that looks almost black is blue, because I got it all over my hand. It's, oh, that's such a nice colour. It's so rich. I've seen a lot of people say that when you're learning to paint with gouache, you should use it more so like oil paint and mix the gradations in between so that you can get, and then just sort of gently touch the edges with water to soften them. So I'm gonna try and do that instead of what I've been doing up until this point, which is just trying to blend two colours into each other, because apparently this way works a lot better. So we shall try that. That's a really nice forest green. Well, I mean, apparently I like it so much I'm throwing my paintbrush at it, so oh, probably could have done with a little bit more paint on that one, but I mean, who's to say I can't pick up some more? It's quite a, I want to say minty green, but it's, I don't know, yeah, minty green. That's what it's reminding me of, that's what I'm going to call it. This one's sort of, it's sort of an emerald green, but it's also got a bit of teal in it as well. Either way, it's a really nice colour. Oh, that's definitely more turquoise with that. This kind of looks like a raw sienna type paint. And I got way too much on there. Way too much. I suppose you can see the difference with laying down a crazy amount of colour. It's so solid and opaque compared to laying down a little bit of colour, where it's not quite as much. It's got a really nice warm undertone. What is this one? Ooh. I really love how creamy these are. I know I've said it a couple of times, but it's like painting with butter. It's, oh, I really like it. And then black. I haven't got much on my brush, but wow, that's like ink. That's so dark. So I've got 2 jars of water, but I probably could have just blended this out with the dirty mixing jar because it's so dark. Wow. I'm impressed. It's nice painting with, because usually when I paint with gouache it's in a palette that's already been dried for a little bit, so it's really nice painting with sort of fresh paint. So let's see if we can get a bit of a gradient. I really like that colour. I take back what I said about it being an emerald green, it's definitely turquoise. These are, especially that black is really, really dark. Let's see if we can put down a square and then see how each white, when it's dry, goes on over the top. What with it being so opaque, my paint mortar is it looks like a swamp right now. This is blended really nicely though. Like I said, I'm not the best at gouache, but I really do think that it's really, really nice. It's so creamy, and it doesn't, like, I've got a bit of green on my hand from before, so I'll try it with this finger. But it's not, it doesn't come up, it's not really chalky. I'm really impressed. Like, even when this one where I've layered it on really thick, it's not, well, that bit was a bit wet still, but in the middle where it's dry, it's not coming off, it's not leaving any sort of residue. When I'm doing the figure painting, I might use a square brush, a flat brush. I've heard that synthetic ones are better because gouache can be quite harsh on your brushes, so I think I'm definitely going to use a synthetic one, but I think a flat one might be easier for blending it out without leaving so many sort of thin needle strokes, because especially when I'm mixing something in my hair you can see lines. So right, now that's dry, let's try some of this. I say now that's dry and it immediately re-wets it. No, I think maybe I got them the right way around. I think that's definitely the titanium white. It looks a lot brighter. But it just goes to show how easy it re-wets underneath. So if you've got a lot of paint down, like, it's, let's scrub it. Let's see if we can, just how much we can lift. Oh wow. That is, considering that's that black, that's not really that much ghosting. Right, I am going to go and sketch out some figure studies, and then I will be back to paint them using this shiny new gouache set. So I thought I'd pop back in and give you my final thoughts with my little figure painting. Obviously I need a lot more practice, but that's what this is for. Overall, I'm really happy with the gouache. I could thin it down enough to get a really nice, just thin base layer that I could still see my sketch through. So that was really good. And also, especially around here, I was able to blend it in between. Now, I'm not the best at it, but obviously that's going to come with practice with using it. So I'm probably going to do some more, maybe flowers and things that I'm a bit more comfortable with, so I can learn how to blend it a bit better. But yeah, really impressed. I really like this. It's gonna... I was told to use a mixed media pad or something which didn't have as much sizing in it as watercolour paper, because that way it's easier to lay down layers over the top without reactivating the ones underneath. And I didn't have a problem with that at all. I did go a bit too heavy with the black. So, but again, it was like painting with butter. It's so soft, so creamy, really vibrant as well. So I'm really happy with it. And I only managed to stick my arm in it once. So my poor dressing gown. But hey, I say it's like 2 o'clock in the morning when I'm filming this, so but hey, it's all good. So yeah, thoroughly enjoyed it. Definitely going to be using it for more figure studies because I really like the way that you can get the blends in between. So I'm definitely going to have to practice more with that. But yeah, thank you for watching and I will see you next time.